The sun was going down, and the sky turned orange. Birds were flying home, but Maya was not. She sat alone in her luxury car, stuck on a quiet road outside the city. Her expensive black car had suddenly stopped. The engine made a loud noise, then went silent. Maya looked around. No houses, no people, only trees on both sides. Her phone had no signal. She hit the steering wheel in frustration. "Why now? Why here?" she said loudly. Maya was not used to problems. She was rich. She lived in a big house, wore expensive clothes, and always had drivers or guards. But today, she had left alone for a peaceful drive after a long meeting. Now, her peaceful drive had turned into a nightmare. Rain started falling, small drops at first, then heavy. She looked outside. The road was empty, only the sound of rain and wind. She got out, opened the hood of the car, and stared at the engine. But she had no idea what to do. Her hands were shaking from cold and fear. "Please, someone help," she whispered. She went back inside the car, locking the doors. That's when she saw something. A shadow walking toward her car. Her heart beat fast. It was a man. He wore old clothes, dirty jeans, a torn jacket, and muddy shoes. His hair was messy. His face had a long beard. Maya's eyes filled with fear. Was he dangerous? Why was he walking here? The man came closer and knocked on her window. "Do you need help?" he asked gently. Maya didn't open the window. She stared at him. He looked poor, tired, but not angry. His voice was soft. He pointed at the hood. "I can fix cars," he said. Maya didn't know what to do. She thought for a moment, then slowly opened the window, just a little. "Do you really know how to fix it?" she asked. He nodded. "Yes, I was a mechanic." Maya looked into his eyes. There was something honest in them. She unlocked the door. The man opened the hood and started checking the engine. He didn't talk much. His hands moved fast. He used simple tools he carried in a small bag. Maya stood beside him, still a little scared. She looked at his face. His skin was dark from the sun. His fingers were rough, but he worked with care, like he respected the machine. That's when she saw it. Around his neck, under his shirt, was a necklace. Not a gold chain, but a black string. Hanging from it was a small plastic case. Inside the case was a faded photo. A little girl, maybe 6 or 7 years old, smiling. Maya looked at the photo closely. There was something sad about it, something old, something forgotten. The man fixed the engine in 15 minutes. He closed the hood and looked at Maya. "Try now," he said. Maya started the car. It worked. She smiled with relief. "Thank you so much." She took out her wallet. "Here, please, take this." But the man stepped back. "No, thank you. I don't want money." Maya looked surprised. "Why not?" He shook his head. "Sometimes helping is enough." He started to walk away. The rain had stopped. The wind blew softly now. Before, the man disappeared into the trees. Maya called out, "Wait! What's your name?" The man looked back. He paused, then said, "Rafik." And then under his breath, almost like a whisper, he said one more word, a name. "Anaya." Maya stood frozen. "Anaya?" she repeated. But he had already walked far down the road, and his voice was gone. She sat back in her car and stared at the necklace through the window. Who is Anaya? Why did he say her name like that? And why did that photo feel so familiar? The engine was running. The road was open. But Maya didn't drive. She sat there, lost in thought. The man came and went like a stranger. But something told her This was just the beginning of a much bigger story. That night, Maya sat in her large bedroom, but her heart felt small. The soft light from the lamp touched the photo on her bedside table. It wasn't her family. It wasn't her friends. It was the little girl from Rafiq's necklace. She had drawn the face from memory. Big eyes, round cheeks, and a sweet smile. Maya couldn't get her out of her mind. "Who is she?" she whispered. Earlier that day, a stranger had fixed her car and refused money. He had walked away in the rain, but left behind a storm in Maya's heart. She remembered his name, Rafiq, and the last thing he whispered, "Anaya." Maya opened her laptop and searched. Anaya missing girl. Anaya lost child. Rafiq mechanic daughter Anaya. So many names. So many faces. She scrolled for hours. Then, one photo made her stop. It was old, but the face, the same eyes, the same smile. It was the girl from the necklace. Her name was Anaya Rafiq. The article was from 10 years ago. It said, 7-year-old girl disappears on her way to school. Father, a local mechanic named Rafiq, never stopped looking. There was a photo of Rafiq too, much younger, smiling with his daughter. Maya covered her mouth in shock. It was him. The poor man on the roadside was not just a kind stranger. He was a broken father, carrying hope around his neck. Maya sat back on her bed, thinking hard. She had grown up in the same city, same area. How did she never hear this story? Was she too busy with her rich life? Too lost in her own world? Now, she couldn't look away. The next morning, Maya drove back to the same road. She looked for him. She stopped near the trees, near the bend where her car broke down. "Rafiq!" she called out. No answer. She waited, walked around, asked a few roadside fruit sellers. An old man with a beard. "Where's a necklace?" she asked. One man nodded. Yes. He helps people. Fixes cars sometimes. Lives by the riverside, under the bridge. Maya drove straight there. The riverside was quiet, some tents, some broken, houses, stray dogs. A few poor families lived there. Children ran barefoot. Women cooked on open fire. Maya felt out of place in her fancy clothes. But she kept looking. "Rafiq?" she asked, again and again. One old woman pointed to a small corner where a man was sitting under a tree, fixing a bicycle. Maya walked closer. It was Rafiq. He looked up, surprised. "You?" From the road, Maya smiled softly. "I came to say thanks, you, and to ask about your necklace." Rafiq touched it protectively. "Why?" Maya sat down on a stone near him. "Because I think her story isn't finished." Rafiq looked into her eyes. There was pain in his face. He slowly opened the small plastic case. Inside was the photo, and behind the photo, a small paper. It said, "If found, please call my Baba, Rafiq." Tears filled Maya's eyes. Rafiq wiped his own silently. She was only 7. My wife sent her to school, and she never came back. Police gave up. My wife left, but I stayed. I searched everywhere. "This necklace, it's the only thing I have left," Maya whispered. "What if she's still out there?" Rafiq looked away. "Don't give me hope. Hope hurts." But Maya shook her head. "Sometimes, hope is the only way to find the truth." She stood up. "If you'll let me, I want to help you." Rafiq didn't answer, but he nodded slowly. And for the first time in years, he didn't feel alone. The next morning, Maya sat in her home office with papers all around her. Old news articles, missing child reports, and photos covered the table. She looked tired, but determined. "I need to find her," she whispered. Rafiq's story had touched her heart deeply. She couldn't forget his eyes, his voice, or the photo of the little girl, Anaya. Maya picked up the photo again. She looked at the small smile on the child's face. "Where are you now, Anaya?" she said softly. Then she had an idea. She opened her laptop and typed, "Girl missing, 10 years ago, Anaya Rafiq." Many results came up, but one link stood out. A blog post written by a volunteer who helped at children's shelters. It mentioned, "A girl found many years ago. No memory of her past. Only thing she remembered was a name. Just one word. Baba." Maya's heart skipped a beat. Could it be her? She wondered. She clicked the blog link. There was no photo. Just a location. Sunlight Orphanage. Hillside Town. It was 3 hours away. Maya grabbed her car keys and left immediately. The drive was long and quiet. Trees lined the road, and mountains stood in the distance. Maya kept thinking about Rafiq. All these years, he stayed in the same city, waiting and hoping. And now, just maybe, there was a small chance. When Maya reached the orphanage, she was nervous. The building was small, old, but clean. Children played in the yard. A few girls laughed and ran around. A kind woman opened the door. "Can I help you?" she asked. Maya nodded. "I'm looking for a girl. Maybe around 17 or 18 now. She came here years ago. No memory. Just called someone Baba." The woman thought for a moment. "You mean Anya?" Maya's eyes widened. "Anya," the woman nodded. "She's been here for almost 10 years. She never remembered her full name, but she used to cry at night, calling out for her, 'Baba.'" Maya's hands began to shake. "Can I meet her?" The woman smiled. Of course. She led Maya through the hallway and into a small art room. There, a girl sat by the window, painting. She had long hair, quiet eyes. She looked peaceful, but also a little lonely. The woman called her. "Anya, sweetie, someone's here to meet you." Anya looked up. Her eyes met Maya's, and for a second, something passed between them. Like a connection, Maya sat down beside her. "Hi, Anya. I'm Maya." The girl smiled shyly. "Hi." Maya slowly showed her the necklace photo on her phone. "Do you know this girl?" Anya looked at it for a long time. Her hands trembled a little. She didn't speak, but her eyes filled with tears. "I don't know who she is," she whispered, "but I've seen this photo. In my dreams." Maya gasped. "Are you sure?" Anya nodded. "Every night, I see this man. He calls me Anaya. He holds me. He cries. But when I wake up, I forget his face." Maya wiped her own tears. She stood up, smiling with hope. "You're not dreaming, Anya. His name is Rafiq, and he's your father." Anya looked shocked. She covered her mouth. "My father?" Maya nodded. "And he's been waiting for you for 10 years. Just then, a message buzzed on Maya's phone. It was from the DNA center. The sky was cloudy. Wind moved through the trees near the riverside. Where Rafiq lived in a small broken tent, his hands were greasy as he fixed an old bicycle for a little boy, but his mind was far away. He sat under the tree where Maya had last spoken to him. She had promised to help, but days had passed. No call, no visit. Rafiq didn't blame her. People often said kind things, but then forgot. He looked down at the necklace in his hand. The photo inside was worn out now. The colors had faded, but her smile, Anaya's smile, still gave him strength. "I'm still here, Anaya," he whispered. "I didn't forget you." 10 years ago, Rafiq had a small garage. He wasn't rich, but he was happy. His daughter Anaya was his world. Every morning, she kissed his cheek before school and waved from the door. Then one day, she didn't come back. He remembered that horrible day like it happened yesterday. He had run through the streets, asking everyone, "Have you seen a little girl, black hair, red dress, name Anaya?" The police searched. People helped for a few days. Then they moved on. But he didn't. His wife broke down. She couldn't take the pain. She packed her things and left. "You're wasting your life, Rafiq," she had said. But Rafiq didn't care. He sold the garage, spent every rupee to search for Anaya. He traveled to different cities. He asked at every shelter, every station, every bus stop. Nothing. Years passed. No answers. Only the necklace remained. Some people said he was mad. Others felt sorry. Some avoided him. But Rafiq stayed kind. He helped strangers fix cars, carry bags, find directions. He never asked for money. He only asked one question. "Have you seen this girl?" One night, he sat alone, watching the stars. He said softly, "Maybe she forgot me. Maybe she doesn't even remember her name." Tears rolled down his cheeks. "But still," he whispered, "but I remember you, Betty. And I'll wait, even if it takes forever." At the same time, miles away, Maya and Anya sat in the DNA clinic. Anya looked nervous. She held a paper in her hand, a copy of the necklace photo. "Do you think he'll want me?" she asked. Maya looked at her kindly. "He never stopped wanting you." A nurse came out with a small envelope. "The test results are here." Maya took the envelope with shaking hands. She opened it slowly, carefully. Positive match. Rafiq. Biological father Maya looked at Anya with tears in her eyes. "It's true. You're his daughter." Anya covered her mouth and began to cry. Maya hugged her gently. "Are you ready to meet him?" Anya nodded. "Yes. I want to see my Baba." Later that evening, Maya drove with Anya to the riverside. As they got closer, Anya grew quiet. She held the photo close to her chest. Rafiq was still sitting under the tree when he saw Maya's car stop. He stood up slowly. Then he saw her, the girl stepping out of the car, the same big eyes, same walk, same little mole on her chin. Rafiq froze. His lips trembled. "Ah, Anaya?" he whispered. Anya walked closer. She didn't speak. She just held out the photo in her hand. Rafiq looked at it, then at her. His knees gave way, and he fell to the ground, crying. "Is it really you?" Anya knelt down beside him. She gently touched the necklace around his neck. "I saw this. In my dreams." He pulled her close and held her tightly. No words, just tears. After 10 long years, a lost father was no longer lost. Rafiq and Ayanya sat together under the old tree. The sun was setting. Birds were flying back to their nests. But for Rafiq, this was not just another evening. It was a miracle. After 10 painful years, his daughter had returned. He couldn't stop looking at her face. He touched her hand again and again, just to be sure she was real. Anya smiled softly, but inside, she felt something heavy. "Baba," she said quietly. "Why can't I remember anything from before?" Rafiq looked into her eyes. "Maybe your heart remembers, even if your mind forgot." Anya looked down. "I want to remember. I want to know who I was, who we were." Maya stood nearby, watching the reunion with teary eyes. Then she sat beside them. "There's something I need to tell you both." She pulled out her phone and showed them the original news article again. The one from 10 years ago. "I've been looking deeper into what happened. The day Anaya disappeared." Rafiq looked worried. "I always thought she got lost. Maybe taken. But the police never found anything." Maya nodded. "Yes, but there's one thing the article didn't mention clearly. A small detail. She pointed to a sentence. The girls' school was close. To a construction site. Maya continued. I checked the old files. That day, there was a big accident at the site. A metal board fell. A few people got hurt. They found a little girl under a wooden box. Unconscious, with no ID. She was taken to a hospital. Far from here. Rafiq's hand shook. That was my Anaya. Maya nodded slowly. Yes, she was listed as unknown child. She woke up with no memory. They tried to find her family, but they had no photo, no name. And you didn't know she was taken there. Anya's eyes filled with tears. That's why I only remembered one word, Baba. Rafiq covered his face, crying softly. All these years, you were alive, just lost. Anya opened her small bag. Inside she had the drawing she made at the orphanage. It was a picture of a man, a girl, and a garage. I kept drawing this, even when I didn't know why. Rafiq looked at it. It was his garage. His eyes widened. You remembered, even when you didn't know it. Anya smiled with tears. My heart remembered you, Baba. Maya placed a gentle hand on Rafiq's shoulder. You never stopped hoping, and because of that, she found her way back. He looked at Maya. You brought my daughter back to me. I can never thank you enough. Maya smiled. No need for thanks. Sometimes helping is enough. That night, Anya sat with Rafiq by the fire near the river. He told her stories about her favorite food, about how she used to laugh at silly things, about how she would run to him after school and say, Baba, you're my hero. Anya laughed. I want to remember everything. Rafiq looked at the stars. We'll make new memories now. And maybe the old ones will come back slowly, but just as peace returned to their lives. Maya's phone buzzed. It was a message from a private number. It said, That girl doesn't belong to you. Stay away. Maya stared at the message in shock. What is this? She looked at Rafiq and Anya. She couldn't tell them yet, not tonight, but deep inside, she knew. This story wasn't over. Maya couldn't sleep that night. She sat in her room, the message glowing on her phone. That girl doesn't belong to you. Stay away. Her fingers shook. Who sent this? She whispered. Was it a prank, or was someone watching? The next morning, Maya drove to the riverside to check on Rafiq and Anya. They were laughing together, sitting by the fire, eating warm flatbread. For the first time, Anya looked happy, free, safe. Maya didn't tell them about the message. She didn't want to scare them. Not yet. Later, Maya went to a local cyber cafe. She gave the phone number to a friend who worked in tech. Can you trace it? She asked. The friend nodded. After a few minutes, he said, The number is hidden, but it was active in Hillview Shelter 5 years ago. Maya's eyes widened. That was where Anya lived, before being moved to the orphanage. She drove there, at once. The shelter was closed now, windows broken, walls dirty. She asked around. An old caretaker came out. I remember the girl, he said. Quiet child, big eyes, never spoke much. Called someone Baba in her sleep. Maya showed him Anya's picture. Did anyone ever visit her? A man or woman? The caretaker nodded slowly. Yes, a woman. She came once a month. Said she was a distant relative, but she never gave her real name. Always wore dark glasses. Maya's heart began to race. Do you know where she went? He shook his head. One day, she stopped coming. The girl was moved to another home. Maya drove back to Rafiq and Anya. This time, she told them everything. Someone knows Anya's past. Someone watched her in the shelter. And now, they want us to stay away. Rafiq looked serious. Who would do this? Anya looked scared. I thought, no one cared about me. Maya placed a hand on hers. Someone did, but maybe not for the right reasons. That night, Rafiq couldn't sleep. He kept the necklace close and sat outside his tent, thinking. Suddenly, he heard footsteps. He turned quickly, but no one was there. Only a black car parked far away. Its lights off. Then, it drove away. Rafiq's heart pounded. Someone is watching us. The next day, Maya took Anya to a therapist. They tried memory recovery, photos, music, sense. Nothing worked. Until the therapist showed her a picture of a woman with long black hair and red lipstick. Anya gasped. Her face turned pale. I know her. She used to come to the shelter. She said she was my aunt, but she never hugged me. She just stared. Maya leaned forward. Do you remember her name? Anya shook her head slowly. No, but I remember one thing. She closed her eyes. She used to talk to someone on the phone. She called him Doctor. Maya's mind raced. A doctor. What kind of doctor? What was Anya being kept for? And why did someone want her to stay hidden? Back in the city, Maya contacted a lawyer and asked to check hospital records near the construction site from 10 years ago. The lawyer said, there was one strange case. A child was admitted with head injury, no ID, but then discharged early by a private request. Maya asked, by who? The lawyer replied, we're checking, but the name on the file was removed. Meanwhile, in a dark office, a woman sat in front of a computer. She zoomed in on a photo of Rafiq and Anya. Then she picked up her phone and dialed. They found her, she said. A man's voice replied, then take her back, before she remembers everything. The city was quiet that evening. Clouds covered the sky. Wind whispered through the trees near the riverside. Rafiq and Anya sat by the fire again, holding hands in silence. Both felt something strange in the air. Like a storm was coming, Maya arrived with urgent news. I found something, she said, holding a file. The hospital where Anya was taken. Someone paid to take her away, and the person's name was erased. Rafiq frowned. Why would someone take my child and hide her? Maya looked at Anya. Because she was part of something bigger. Anya's hands started shaking. I keep seeing flashes in my dreams. White walls, bright lights, needles, people in masks. She began to cry. Was I in a lab? Rafiq hugged her tightly. No one will hurt you again, I promise. Suddenly a black car pulled up near the trees. 3 people stepped out. A woman in dark glasses. 2 men in suits. The same woman from Anya's dreams. She walked slowly toward them. Hello, Anaya, she said coldly. It's time to come back. Rafiq stepped forward. She's not going anywhere. The woman smiled. You think you're her real father. She doesn't even remember you. Maya shouted. We have DNA. Proof. She belongs with her family. But the woman only laughed. Family? She was abandoned. We saved her. She was part of a medical program. Until you took her away. Anya looked shocked. You lied to me. You said you were my aunt. The woman's voice turned cold. I gave you food, clothes, shelter. Your real family gave you pain. Rafiq shouted. I never gave her pain. I lost everything searching for her. Then, the woman made a sign. The 2 men stepped forward. One reached for Anya's arm. Screamed, but suddenly, Rafiq pushed the man away. You will not touch my daughter. The men tried to fight back, but Maya quickly pulled out her phone, recording everything. You're being filmed, and the police are on the way. The woman hesitated. Her eyes narrowed. This isn't over. Then she and the men ran back to the car and drove off. Silence. Anya fell into Rafik's arms, shaking. I was so scared, Baba. He held her tightly. You're safe now, Betty. No one will take you again. A week later, Maya helped Rafik and Anya move into a small rented house. It wasn't fancy, but it was warm, peaceful. Rafik got a job fixing bicycles again. Anya started school and joined an art class. She painted every day and smiled more and more. One evening, she showed Maya a new drawing. It was a picture of a man and a little girl under a tree. That's my first real memory, Anya said. The day my Baba gave me this necklace and called me his angel. Maya smiled. Do you remember it now? Anya nodded slowly. Yes, I remember everything now. Tears filled her eyes. But this time, they were happy tears. After 10 years of pain, searching, and fear, a family was finally whole again. And this time, no one could take that away.